talk, Raji, and get on very interesting work from our colleagues at the FDA pertinent to the subject matter for today. Michael Maitland, I'm the Director of Therapeutics at the Inova Center for Personalized Health and Shah Cancer Institute. For those of you who don't know, it's just across the Potomac River in Fairfax, Virginia. We are a facility that aims to enhance the quality of care delivery by community oncologists in a 5-hospital-based health system in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. and Northern Virginia. With that, I'm going to keep quiet and just introduce our panel, or better, ask our panel to introduce themselves. Preface that with one key point. They're an illustrious group. Their bios are fully articulated in the booklet in the folder, and I thought the folks here at this meeting would be very interested to learn a little bit more about their organizations and the types of commitments they have to performing real-world evidence-based analyses in drug development and then in regulatory activities. So with that, let me ask Eric to start.
Hello, so I'm Eric Rubin. I'm a medical oncologist, and I oversee early oncology clinical development as well as translational oncology at Merck. I've been at Merck for about 10 years, and I had the honor to be part of the development of pembrolizumab. I actually don't oversee the group that works with real-world data. Many of those folks are actually in the audience, but we work very closely with them. It's a large group, and we use real-world data for both design of trials, which I'm going to perhaps more detail, as well as in terms of interactions with health technology assessment organizations.
John, very good. I'm Sean Penrod. I am a director of worldwide health economics and outcomes research at Bristol-Myers Squibb. I've been with BMS for about 10 years now, working over that period entirely in oncology. Prior to that, I had an educational background in economics and public health, and I was on the faculty at McGill University for quite a few years before joining the pharma industry. My area of expertise within BMS is working on lung cancer. So our group in HEOR does a lot of real-world research, and I guess we'll get to that in a little while, for many different purposes. There are other centers of real-world data study within the company, in pharmacovigilance, and there's a group called the Center for Observational Research and Data Sciences within BMS. So there are a lot of stakeholders, and it's really interesting to see the explosion and influence of real-world data in the company, shaping how we think about developing products and for various diseases, and on the other end, asking for reimbursement and supporting the clinical practice.
Great, Michael.
I'm Michael Taylor with Genetech, Roche. I've been with Genetech for about 13 years. Currently in our real-world data oncology group, which is a group of probably about 40 of us that are focused on oncology and then leveraging real-world data. Broader group focused across therapeutic areas of probably 70 or so. Again, using real-world data really to inform our development of molecules across the entire life cycle, and I think we'll talk a little bit about that as we go.
I'm Rajeshwari Sridhara. I'm the division director of one of the divisions in the Office of Biostatistics at FDA. My division oversees all of the oncology, hematology applications with respect to the statistical evaluation. We are a group of 40-plus statisticians in our division. And of course, overall in the Office of Biostatistics itself, we can say we are one of the largest biostatistics groups. We are close to 250 statisticians. Almost all of them are PhD statisticians too. So given that, I have been with the FDA for almost 19 years now. I joined when Rick Pastor joined, just a few months after Rick Pastor joined. It has been a pleasure working with our clinical colleagues at FDA. The science has advanced so much that we need to look at data differently and explore opportunities of how to use the data that's there out there. And so this fits into that, and We are constantly working on, that's why you see all these projects of going back to the data and querying the data and seeing whether we can learn from past experience.
Great. Sean?
I'm Sean Khozin. I'm a thoracic oncologist by training, and I'm one of the associate directors at FDA's Oncology Center of Excellence, which Dr. Pazder leads, and not to mention Dr. Pazder's. And also I'm the director of a data science program called Information Exchange and Data Transformation. One way that we look at real-world evidence is to augment the traditional clinical trial enterprise. And one of the deficits that we all know about is the inadequacy sometimes of the results to be extrapolated to real-world patient populations. That is, external validity deficits that could exist in traditional clinical trials. So real-world evidence can provide a way of addressing that deficit and essentially improving evidence generation. Initially, there was some criticism that was expressed towards the FDA when the FDA thought about moving in the direction of exploring real-world evidence. However, it's really about improving clinical evidence generation, augmenting traditional clinical trials.
Great. So in line with that, before we dig into the results of the specific projects, each of you has a different perspective and position in relationship to this emerging field of real-world analytics and use of real-world evidence. John, you had mentioned a little bit about helping your company evaluate economics and